Hello again. It's Aderemi Adeyemi here again to share a little bit more about my book, Little Phyllis Loves to Laugh, and tell you how I got from that initial dummy book that I shared with the 4th grade class and wound up being a YouTube video. You may have seen it. I linked it in the video before this one. From that initial sharing, I moved from it just being something that was in my mind, put onto paper, private thoughts that had not been seen by anyone, to sharing it to over 20, possibly 30 people. Then putting it up on YouTube. And I looked at those illustrations more critically. I looked at it as if, oh wow, this has the potential of reaching more and more people. Many people would see it. And I didn't want to fool myself and say, hey, this is the best that I could do, knowing that I could do better. So I began to really think about how I wanted to present myself and my work. At the same time, I was soliciting my work to a publishing house. I knew that is what people do who want to get their books published. But there were also other alternatives. But when you look at something that's a tradition and you think that you want to follow a tradition because it seems more reputable, and that's what I did. I sent in my manuscript for Little Phyllis Loves to Laugh to a publishing company, and I got a response. And that's all I needed. That first rejection letter was my only rejection letter, and from that point I realized I decided that it was best for me to just go ahead and do it myself. And at that time they called it vanity press. That was the term for it, and vanity press didn't hold any real power, in many people's minds. It just seemed like, oh, this is just some hobby. And that was okay, because I didn't really go into making the book for money. I just wanted to get it done. I just had a great idea, I thought, and wanted to see it come to fruition. So I was on a mission to make it happen, and I wanted to make it happen now. But I didn't know where to go, so I did some research online, and I found a company or companies. One stood out, and that one that it stood out to me was called Author House Publishing. Now, this was a very interesting, very important time in the development of the book, because I had no real hands-on tactical skills or knowledge of writing a book, other than a couple of books that I had come across and browsed through, read, and found out how to go about it, But I had to experience it in order to actually learn it. And Author House is a firm that gets your materials to the printer and then to distribution. That's what they promise. And they're all packages, and you pay. And I didn't mind paying. I really just paid for a lesson in publishing. I call them dream brokers, because they take your dream and they take it to another level for you, but you pay. And after a few installments, payments, I had a finished product. Now, they take you through these checkpoints, and they have different people at each checkpoint to take you to the next one. And once you finish with that person, they take you to the next. And there is a step-by-step process, which includes, learning more about what size is your book, those particular things, your name, the name of the book, things like that. Then the other part is, looking at it here, manuscript, having the manuscript and turning that in. And then the cover and turning that in. Everything that you turn in is what you bring to them. You may have someone helping you, but you turn it into them. The images have to be up to what your standard, whatever that is. The editing of the text have to be up to whatever standard that you hold, and the cover and all the information is from you, and it goes to them. These technicians, graphic designers, put all the information together in the way that you ask them. Even the numbering, the page order, the illustrations, how they face, do they bleed, all these things. Having to know having to send them the images in the right extension, in the right size, in the right format for their printers to do. First of all, the designers to lay it out, and the printers to print them to what you would like it to be. And it's completely done over email, and some telephone consultations. But when it came to the graphics of it, it was done by email, and you had to articulate, explain step by step every portion of it. That meant that I had to do my homework at home, and make more dummy books, layouts, more prints, to lay it out so that I could explain it to them, because I'd never done it before. So I had to make sure that I explained it the way I wanted it to look. So I made many books at home at Kinko's, and then I had to explain it to them in email and receive it, proof it. If there was a change that needed to be changed or made, send it back with another direction. None of it was automatic. It was automatic in the sense that whatever you turned in, that is what you were gonna get. But if you wanted something better, you had to take more time and look deeper into it. What's going to look like, and that's what I did. And it was honestly, it took a lot out of me to constantly revise and revise. It was a lot of revisions, just to get the pages in the right order, just so it would read the way you would like it to read, and for it to flow the way you would like it to flow. The images had to be a certain place. So I take my experience as a learning experience that taught me how to prepare for the next step in the development of my book, and then another step, which was a second book. So had I not experienced them at Author House, taking me step by step in a lesson in book building, I would not be able to do it on my own. And so I really appreciate the people at Author House, and thank you very much. This will conclude this video. There will be links below